Well, hello and welcome back. Look at that for a view. It's like falling off the edge of a cliff. We're in Midtown Peyia, and this is the sprawling metropolis. This is where more expats live in downtown Cyprus than anywhere else. Big shout out to some of the guys that got properties here. If your name is Sir Paul, very, very Kalimera to you, and a big shout out to the Lord of the David of the Potter, and of course his girl Lady Angela. Big Kalimera to you, and of course there's many more people. If your name is Sam of the Coleman, very big shout out to you. Hopefully you're all having a spectacality of a day indeed. Thanks for joining Mr. Paul on his daily travels and the odd rants or two as he takes you in and around Paphos, where he's going on his daily travels. We just picked up a car from a gentleman up in the top of Peyia there. He's got one of those Honda Jazzes, one of the most popular cars in the world, and well, in my opinion, it is one of the best cars in the world. It's up there with a Toyota Yaris. And of course there's another gentleman on the island of love as we speak in downtown Yereskibu, and he's got a Toyota Yaris, and he's also got one in the UK as well. That must mean he must be a very clever man indeed. So a big shout out to Sir Brian. And talking about people who like to watch the show now and again, there's another gentleman who'd like to come to Paphos for the rest of his life. Hopefully he can bring some tarmac with him and do some of these potholes. But anyway, big shout out to the greatest drug dealer in the world, and of course that is our Sir Daniel and his girl, who's always right. Of course, Sherry Wright. We'll be looking forward to seeing you when you get onto that big bird and jet into downtown Paphos, which is not that far away. And there's another gentleman who's going to reside in Paphos for the rest of his life, and of course he's going to be grabbing the hand of his French beauty. That's Lady Sylvie, and of course that must mean Sir Ronaldo, and they'll be coming back to Paphos very soon indeed, and we'll be looking forward to dancing the chuchka in and around the downtown kid of Paphos harbour very soon indeed. So downtown Paphos, well, downtown Peyia actually in Paphos, on a spectacality of a day indeed. Yep, and there's that word again, Sir Jim. Cuddle up to Lady Amanda and give her a kiss, because very soon indeed you will be getting on a big bird or a canoe and paddling like crazy. And guess what? Paphos Cyprus, Marika and me, oh yeah, we're waiting especially for you. And who else is coming to town? Well, there's a girl who probably is enjoying the brightness as we speak. Downtown South Wales, I'll bet you she's getting ready to get on that big bird with her Sir Jace. And of course that must mean our girl Lady Whitney. And of course she'll be dancing, she'll be prancing and boarding the big boy, which of course is the Ocean Vision Super Cruiser, and we're going to board it with you, and we're going to have the time of our lives. There's no doubt about it. Now, technically, we are about to touch sea caves. So, go on, pussycat, run like crazy. He was a clever pussycat, though, because he used a zebra crossing, if you noticed. I don't know if the camera picked that up, but a little cat did a runner straight across the road, and luckily, I hit the brakes a little bit, and we stopped just in time, and he got to live another life, shall we say. There you go. What's that in front of us, Lady Andrea? A black Bentley. Not too bad. An old one. Well, that's not that old, is it? But 2005, 2006, something like that. And of course, that's the Continental GT. Mr. Paul doesn't want one of those. That's a bit too footballerish, so we say. I want the Flying Spur. And in fact, it's been approved because the girl in charge of the show, that's our day man, she said to me, what Bentley do you want, Mr. Paul? And I said, a Bentley Flying Spur. So she Googled it, and there was the nod of approval. She said, yes, it looked quite real, and there was plenty of room in the back for transporting Her Majesty in and around downtown Paphos. And of course we take great pleasure in giving people lifts in and out of the Paphos harbour. Who's in town at the moment? Well, you've guessed it, Dayman's here, Lady Ness is here, Sir Andy is here, and also we had the great honour to be joined by Sir Mart of the cigar fame. Yep, and of course he brought with him his smiling greatest accountant in the world, and of course that's our Lady Victoria. And Princess Tracy, she's in town, and we had the great honour to be joined by two new superstars in the Pelican Restaurant last evening, and they are all the way from downtown in Bolton. A very Kalimera too. the superstar and the blonde beauty known as Lady Sarah, and of course her partner in her crimes, who's always on strike, of course, Sir Andy. It was great to meet you guys, and hopefully you'll come and join us again before you go home, and hopefully you're having a great time on the island of love. Now, you may have noticed that everything is rather blue. The sky is blue, the sea is blue, Mr. Paul is dressed head to toe in blue. All that's missing is you. So come on, get yourself on a big bird or a canoe and start paddling like crazy, because we really are waiting, especially for you. Joggers, drivers, there's all sorts going on in downtown Paphos. And this is downtown Peyia, and this is the road that connects the Sea Caves area to Midtown Peyia. Coming up very shortly on the left hand side will be the Paphos supermarket, and that must mean that on the right hand side is Coral Bay. And for those of you curious about Coral Bay Strip was all dug up, for those of you who perhaps don't know, and for those of you who do know, it is almost finished. Another week, 2 weeks, and fingers crossed, legs crossed, everything crossed, hopefully Coral Bay will be booting back up into life, which is a good thing because those businesses have suffered a bit, and of course there's an awful lot of people getting ready to come on their holidays to Coral Bay. Who's coming? Let me think now. Well, I'm pretty sure that there's a girl in downtown Norfolk whose partner in her crimes had a birthday. Yes, and happy birthday to you. They're coming to pay it very soon indeed, and of course when they come in September, there's no doubt that Coral Bay will be finished, because they've got the villa rented, the car rented, the flights are booked, and they're getting excited, and hopefully they'll come and join us in the harbour once or twice and chew the fat, shall we say. Who else is coming to Bay? Let me think. There's a girl of the Lady of the Heather, and of course she's got a partner in her crimes who's known as Sir Steve of the Big Mac. No, Apple Mac, is that? Yes, getting confused now, Mr. Paul. Anyway, they're coming to town, and again, hopefully they'll join us in the downtown Paphos Harbour, and we'll chew the fat and have a drink or two. So, this is the Coral Bay roundabout coming up. That's normally where you would take a right and go into Coral Bay, but unfortunately it is closed. Just to prove it, I'll show it to you. You see? There you go. Coral Bay is closed. Has this gentleman even seen me? No. You see? This is what you've got to worry about in downtown Cyprus when you're driving around, because people do not use their mirrors. They don't use their mirrors, they don't use their indicators, and they do sometimes the most stupid of things. And normally it's because they're in a big hurry, because somewhere there's a frappe with their name on it. And that's what motivates us in Cyprus. So on that note, if you do like what you see, hit that like, click that subscribe, and please don't forget to keep on coming back for that little bit more of my madness as I take you on my travels. And of course, if you would like to keep the channel afloat, if you'd like us to keep on making these videos for you, all you've got to do is Google these magic words: buy me a coffee, Marika and me. Up will come our landing page. Of course, you can choose to read that little bit more about us, and perhaps if you wish you could read a comment or two, and there's plenty there to keep you occupied. And then perhaps you could gift us a virtual coffee or two or three or four or five. Perhaps if your name's Dame Anne, perhaps if your name's Lady Anna, my superstar, the greatest lawyer in the world, who just happens to hang out in downtown Krakow. Or perhaps Lord of the Harold, the man with a girl called Lady Pat in his life. 5 wasn't enough for him. Oh no, he had to hit that jackpot. 10 coffees. Thank you very much indeed. And of course, you can also join us as a superstar member, like some of the people we mention now and again. Perhaps if your name is Lady Joanne and you've got a very handsome hubby indeed. A big shout out and Kalimera to Sir Baz. And of course, we'll be looking forward to seeing you when you arrive in downtown Paphos very soon indeed. And you never know, we might be sleeping under your bed. So this is the stretch of road from Coral Bay that takes us into downtown Kissonerga. And what's going to be there? Well, there's a bit of a crossroads where you can shoot up into the older part of Kissonerga and work your way towards Paphos Central, shall we say, along the older roads, or we can keep on going straight through Kissonerga, Clorica, into Lower Clorica, and then eventually into Paphos itself. So I'm going to say thanks for watching, and thank you very, very much for coming back to see the little channel known as Marika and me. If there's somewhere you'd like us to go, drop it into those comments and we'll make sure and do our very, very best to make sure that that video comes especially for you. Gridlock traffic is coming up. Perhaps everyone is getting ready to go into the CU Beach Bar, which is here on the right side, or perhaps a little bit further up they're going to the Bayside Kiosk, which is open 24 hours a day. And if your name is Lord of the Martin, the cigar baron, that could be a good place for you to go and buy some special cigars, because they've got a great collection. So if you're lucky and a good boy, tomorrow I'll be picking you up and be whizzing around all the specialty places where you can buy a good stock of cigars. And you never know, we might get into chat on camera, because he likes to chat almost as much as Mr. Paul. Thanks for watching, and of course I look forward to seeing you again very, very soon indeed. Oh, and by the way, this video is literally almost live. That's the new theme of the channel. Mr. Paul makes the video a couple of hours before it goes online. So we're taking a bit of a risk, because sometimes the internet uploading speeds in downtown Paphos are rather slow. Andrea, you're failing at your job, you're putting the lights on red. What's going on? What is going on? Give that peacock a quick slap, especially for me. Thanks for watching, and of course I'll see you again very, very soon indeed. How long are we going to sit here for, Andrea? Come on, wake up. You're having a power nap again, aren't you? Come on. My goodness. Delays in downtown Paphos. Here we go. Thanks very much, Andrea, and we'll look forward to seeing you again a little bit later on the channel known as Marika and me. Tell you what, these roads aren't getting any better, are they? No. Drop in the comments, what are your potholes like? Are they bigger than Mr. Paul's, or are they smaller? Thanks for watching.